The Big Bang is the scientific theory that describes the origins and early development of the universe. It suggests that the universe began as an extremely hot, dense, and tiny point known as a singularity, which then rapidly expanded and cooled, eventually leading to the formation of galaxies, stars, and planets. The Big Bang theory is supported by several lines of evidence, including observations of the cosmic microwave background radiation, which is a faint glow of electromagnetic radiation left over from the early universe. This radiation is believed to be the remnants of the intense heat of the Big Bang, and its characteristics match the predictions of the Big Bang theory. According to the Big Bang theory, the universe began approximately 13.8 billion years ago. During the first few moments after the Big Bang, the universe underwent a period of rapid expansion known as cosmic inflation, during which the universe increased in size by an enormous factor. As the universe expanded and cooled, subatomic particles began to form, eventually leading to the formation of atoms and the first stars and galaxies, including our Milky Way Galaxy. Over billions of years, the universe continued to evolve and change, with the formation of more complex structures like planets, and the eventual emergence of life on Earth. History of the Milky Way Galaxy. The Milky Way formed about 13.6 billion years ago, shortly after the Big Bang. The first stars in the Milky Way likely formed about 100 million years after its formation, and these early stars were made primarily of hydrogen and helium. Over time, the Milky Way continued to grow through the process of accretion, where it absorbed smaller galaxies and gas clouds. As the galaxy grew, its gravitational pull became stronger, causing it to spin faster and flatten into a disk shape. About 5 billion years ago, our own solar system began to form within the Milky Way. As the gas and dust in the early solar system collapsed, it formed a protoplanetary disk that eventually coalesced into the planets, moons, and other objects that we see today. The Milky Way has continued to evolve since that time, with ongoing processes of star formation, supernova explosions, and mergers with smaller galaxies. Our galaxy will likely continue to evolve and change over billions of years to come. How solar system began to form within the Milky Way. The solar system began to form within the Milky Way Galaxy about 4.6 billion years ago. The exact process by which the solar system formed is not fully understood, but scientists believe it began with a cloud of gas and dust known as a solar nebula. The solar nebula was likely formed from the remnants of earlier generations of stars that had exploded in supernovae, releasing their gas and dust into the interstellar medium. This gas and dust began to clump together due to gravity, forming denser regions within the nebula. As the denser regions grew, they began to heat up and spin faster, eventually forming a rotating disk around a central protostar. The protostar continued to grow and heat up, eventually igniting nuclear fusion and becoming the Sun, while the disk of gas and dust around it began to form into planets, moons, asteroids, and other objects. The process of planet formation is believed to have been driven by several factors, including the composition of the solar nebula, the temperature and pressure within the disk, and the dynamics of collisions and accretion between particles. Over time, the planets in the solar system continued to evolve and change, with some undergoing processes of differentiation and volcanic activity, while others remained frozen and inactive. The evolution of the solar system has been shaped by many factors, including interactions with other objects in the Milky Way, such as comets and asteroids, and ongoing processes of solar wind and radiation from the Sun. How many galaxies in the universe? The exact number of galaxies in the observable universe is not known, but current estimates suggest that there are likely between 100 billion and 2 trillion galaxies in the universe. This estimate is based on observations from telescopes, including the Hubble Space Telescope, which have allowed astronomers to study large portions of the observable universe and count the number of galaxies within those regions. However, it's important to note that the observable universe is only a portion of the entire universe, as there may be regions beyond our observational limits that we cannot see. Additionally, the exact number of galaxies may also depend on the definition of what is considered a galaxy, as there may be smaller, fainter galaxies that are difficult to detect. Despite these uncertainties, the estimated number of galaxies in the universe is still an incredible testament to the vastness and complexity of our universe.